Hey, what is up guys? So you guys want me to make the video on that OCG ban list that has been going around, and I will definitely deliver on that. Not saying this is the official list guys, but a lot of players have been posting this list, and this information was actually kind of leaked yesterday, but there's a lot more, I guess, evidence support that it is real. But anyways, let's go over this list, and let's kind of talk more about it, even though it could potentially be fake. So anyways, again, this is the OCG, so that means Japan and most of those areas surrounding it. But anyways, Heavy Storm is now banned. For limited, we have Chaos Emperor Dragon. I know it sounds crazy. These all got errated, by the way, guys. Most of these cards, they have an errata. So there's Chaos Emperor Dragon, Exchange of the Spirit, Sinister Serpent, Temple of the Kings, Harpy's Feather Duster. Those cards over here in the first row, those all got errated, apparently. Now, for the second row, these are just from basically, they're just shutting down Necros. Like, there's 4 cards that completely... They hurt Necros a lot. It's like, not necessarily unplayable, but it hurts the deck a lot, and then Super Poly, but that's kind of self-explanatory. We don't need to really talk about that. And there's Instant Fusion, Blaze Phoenix, Symbol of Heritage, Ring of Destruction, and Crush card. The Ring of Destruction and Crush card also have an errata, which we'll get into in just a moment. And then for cards that you can run 2 copies of, Rooster, Hornet, Atlantean Dragoons, Monster Gate, and number 11, Big Eye. For cards that you can run unlimited copies of, Ophion, Striker, Hero Lives, Ojama Trio, Neberdisc is back in the game now. Trigodia, Heretic, Seal of Convocation, Lonefire Blossom, and Card Trooper. Again, guys, this is the OCG, and this is a speculation list. I don't really consider official. Don't Konami officially posted, but like I said, there's a lot of information on this one, and we'll go ahead and get into it. So, like I mentioned before, this information was available yesterday. I was sent this, but I was like, get out of here. When I started reading this list, I was like, Chaos Summer Dragon, I'm like, you're crazy. Exchange of Spirit, you're crazy. Sinister Serpent, maybe. Temple of the Kings, you're crazy. After I saw Temple of the Kings, I honestly just closed out of it. I was like, you know what, this list is, there's no way they can put Temple of the Kings. If you guys don't know what the heck Temple of the King is, let me go briefly show you this card, and then I'll go over the erratas. Temple of the Kings, it's a spell card that's continuous, and it says the controller of this card can activate spell cards, it can activate trap cards the same turn they are set. The other effect is pretty much irrelevant because you have to control Mystical Beast of Circuit. The main thing is you can activate trap cards immediately, so you can be like, Jarvik. You can bring like a really stupid deck with Temple of the Kings. There's a lot of really stupid OTKs and FTKs that you can pull off with Temple of the Kings. But like I said, they did errata. I mean, errataing a card is something that was originally used to actually change a card's, effect to make it more simpler to understand. But now they basically said errata completely changes the card. Like, Dark Strike Fighter was not a once per turn. Now it has the effect once per turn. So, I guess they're just trying to bring things back from the ban list and just completely changing the cards. Like I mentioned before, this is not official, guys. It's just that it's a list that's been going around. There's a lot of pictures that I will actually go into, but for the most part, there's a lot of pictures, like I said, on this. But anyways, let's go ahead and go into the erratas just to talk about it. And let's see how broken you guys feel that these cards are now in the game. Because they have been watered down, but they're still pretty strong, to be honest. Anyways, for Ring of Destruction, you can only activate 1 of them per turn. Not that it really matters, because you can only have 1 in the deck anyways. Unless, of course, you have like things that can bring things back, like Mask of Darkness. But you can only activate 1 of them per turn during your opponent's turn. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls whose attack is lower than or equal to your opponent's life points. Destroy that face-up monster, and if you do, you take damage equal to that monster's original attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. So basically, it's pretty much the same. There's like a very minor, I guess, watered down effects on that one, but for the most part, it's still pretty OP. Crush card virus, and I'm still like, I see this list and I'm like, this is crazy, man. But anyways, you tribute 1 dark monster you control with 1,000 or less attack. Check your opponent's hand and all monsters they control, and destroy all monsters with 1,500 or more attack. Then your opponent can destroy up to 3 monsters with 1,500 or more attack from their deck. After you activate this card, all damage your opponent takes until the end of the next turn becomes 0. So, I mean, that card is basically shutting your opponent down anyways, and you get to see their hand, so, I mean, even though it's watered down, still definitely would play that card. With all these cards coming back, guys, I'm honestly considering Triple Mask Arctis. Like, it's crazy, man. I mean, 1 Crush card pretty much makes a game over, but if you can recycle it, man, I don't know. Anyways, more cards. Temple of the Kings. That's the card when I read that, I was like, oh, okay, that's not even that OP anymore. But anyways, you can only use 1 Temple of the King's effect per turn, and only once that turn. You can activate 1 trap card you control during the turn in a set. That's it. Like, that basically completely shuts down the point of spamming everything. And then you can send both this card and 1 face up, Mystical Beast of Circuit, and then it has like the same effect anyways. But for the first effect, yeah, that's pretty much you want to spam it really hard anyways. Now for Exchange of the Spirit, you can only activate 1 per duel, which makes total sense. I mean, it's basically an FTK card anyways. If each player has 15 or more cards in their graveyard, you can play 1,000 life points. Both players swap cards in their decks with their cards in their graveyards, then shuffle the deck. So that basically means that you're not going to make it, because I believe Exchange of the Spirit, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe it's just like if you have 15 or more, you can just activate it. So, I mean, now, maybe it comes down to if you just go early on, you make it so your opponent just, like, you activate things like Dark Hole Dealings, or just a bunch of cards that go for quick draw power. You could just be like, you know, whatever is in the graveyard, you could obviously see what cards your opponent has in the graveyard, and be like, okay, they can't win with those cards in the grave, I'm going to go ahead and swap them. So, in some decks, obviously this won't work out too well, but in certain decks, yeah, you can just instantly just win the game because they require certain cards, and if you take those away, they just lose. Okay, Sinister Serpent's effect has now been changed so you can only use the effect of Sinister Serpent once per turn, and during your standby phase, if this card's graveyard, add it back to your hand. During your opponent's next end phase, banish one Sinister Serpent from the graveyard. But I'm wondering if it's not in your graveyard, then like you wouldn't have to banish it. I don't know if that means you just have to banish one Sinister Serpent, period. I'm assuming that would be the downside, but I guess that you could just keep it in your hand, and then maybe it stays forever. Because I know certain cards, it's like, destroy this card during your next standby phase, but like if that card's like, it's protected during like that specific set turn where it's supposed to be destroyed or bounce back, it actually just stays on the field forever. But I don't know if they're going to change that completely. Like I said, guys, take this list with a grain of salt, as well as all these effects. Oh, by the way, guys, I've heard, okay, this is another thing, like, people have been sending me this, also, I've checked in with a lot of people, okay, apparently with Harpy's Feather Duster, you have to have a Harpy monster. Kind of makes more sense, because, like, you know, it's a Harpy's Feather Duster, and they're banning Heavy Storm, but putting this back, I don't know, seems weird to me. They said you had to control a Harpy's Feather Duster. With Chaos Emperor Dragon, okay, there was two speculations on this. It was your opponent doesn't take any more damage, and then another effect, supposedly, was that your opponent would only take the damage for their card sent to the graveyard. I mean, Chaos Emperor Dragon, it's still like an insane card. I don't know, guys. Like I said, this could be completely fake, but I mean, there is a lot of pictures, like I said, to support this. I'll post the links down below in the description box if you're interested in looking at the source. But I feel like this is crazy, and I was like, at first I was like, this is too crazy, but with the pictures coming out, and I'm like, the list is too crazy. No one could think of, you know, this crazy, insane list. Like I said, when I first was sent this, I looked at this and I was like, I just facepalmed, like, bro, come on, come up with something better. But like I said, the pictures are here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Also, this card over here, there's going to be some more support for Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, which is kind of cool. There's one card, if you control Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, you're going to blow up your opponent's board. Not the best card, because like getting those out is kind of hard at the moment, but we'll have to see about that new support. But I'd like to know, guys, what do you think of this list, if it's real? We won't even talk about that this list is fake. Let's say that this is real, just for the sake of doing it. What the heck are you guys going to be playing? Because, I mean, I think you could just play a deck with, like, Triple Mask of Darkness, and then you could just really abuse all of these cards. Like, Ring Destruction, Exchange of Spirit. You could do just a lot of shenanigans over and over. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. The OCG, I think, is more experimental with their stuff. Obviously, with Errata. Zephyr was similar with Heritage. There's a lot of FTKs with this card too, technically, but they're a little bit difficult to pull off. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see if this is the official ban list for the OCG. But like I said, I think it was still interesting to have a discussion about it because, you know, if this is going to happen, I mean, definitely in the TCG, everyone's going to start picking up these Crush card viruses. This card is definitely an expensive card. Unless you get, oh, actually got reprinted as in the Kaiba pack too. But I remember this card was still kind of expensive, even as a gold series card. The card was definitely expensive just because everyone wanted it, plus it was short print. But man, I got like all these banned cards on my wall, so I have to take some of these down. I'm still really hesitant about that Chaos Emperor Dragon though. Like, everyone's been talking about that card, and every ban list it goes up in price. So I don't know, guys, maybe pick up some of these cards. But like I said, guys, take this with a grain of salt. I mentioned it several times. I was really hesitant on making the video, but you guys asked for it and I deliver. So that's the OCG ban list that everyone has been talking about. Let me know, guys, what the heck would you play if this list was legal. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and again, links down below in the description box, and you guys can check it out yourself. But thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes signing out.